That's a Federation battleship, or what's left of it.
I don't think anyone's ever going to be confused about which ships one side has or the other. Again, back to the rule we established previously. Does it look goofy? Then it's probably Zeons. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and if you are joining us for the first time, this is a first episode in a series of Universal Century watch-through that we are doing. We started with the origin, then we went to the OG Gundam 1979, then we watched the compilation movies, then we watched Doan's Island, although we had watched the episode from Doan's Island in the original, so we've seen both of those. And then we just got done all of Mobile Suit Gundam Igloo and Igloo 2. As I said, it's going to be real interesting when we get to the end of everything, and I'm recounting for our first-time viewers everything we've watched up until now. But, if you're interested, there is, of course, the playlist, because there's the individual show playlist, and then there's the group everything playlist from Universal Century in the order that we watched it. So, that said, of course, this is the first episode of the 8th MS Team.
MS Team, yeah.
That we have both seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, I want to say back in 2005. I'm making a guess here, I don't remember. Back when it first aired on Toonami, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I have the worst memory of us, which means that I am actively trying to forget stuff.
Yeah. I think I watched it first in Japanese and then back in Toonami again. I think I saw it twice. I'm not really sure.
I know I didn't go back and watch it. I've seen the opening a bunch of times because it shows up on lists of like the best openings of like top 100 openings or best openings of the years. But I will say this will also be a time that I'll be rewatching and doing everything I normally do, which is to say the board and notes and whatnot, which I certainly wasn't doing back then. Back then, the only Gundams I knew was Gundam Wing, G Gundam, because that also showed on Toonami, and this. Somehow, I missed the entire period of Toonami where they showed OG Gundam.
79.
Yeah, I never saw that on the Toonami, even though that was like the second one, I think, that they aired.
Yeah. Wing 79, MSA Team, yeah.
Bless you. Yeah, so I missed that. But as I'm saying, this will be the first time we'll be watching it in context and trying to put stuff together and, like, analyze shit. Or, as people say, be really pedantic and ruin the show. So, yeah, I mean... Yeah.
It's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, putting a critical eye to stuff that you would otherwise like. So... Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. At least... Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. What's one thing? What is the one thing you're looking forward to the most from 8th MS Team?
The core relationship of the two characters that I will not mention because they're core to it. But
look, I remember how the show ends. So that's, like I mentioned before about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the one thing everyone on the fucking internet knows about that show is how it ends. The one thing I can very clearly remember about this show, because it's what I relate to other people about how a good show should end. Like, I really liked how they ended it.
Yeah.
Obviously, my one thing is I get to hear the Gurren speech again. It's the best speech in all of Gundam, that I'm aware of, anyway. I like
the what's the name? Rebel speech, but
he's an asshole though.
Yeah, but I still like it though. Not the one from Origins.
I was saying which one? Because that's the first one I thought about. They're not willing to fight the fight. They're desperate.
It's the Sion is Exhausted speech, which is
the one from the book.
Yeah,
that's right. My favorite version of the Garen speech is from Andrew WK. So, which isn't technically any from the show because Andrew WK doesn't voice Gurren in anything. But, no, I mean, to me, Sion is Exhausted doesn't motivate you the same way that take your sorrow and turn it into anger. Because it's also relating the death of a hero or a loved one, depending on how zealot you are.
Or both.
You know, I don't know if this guy loves Jesus or is in love with Jesus.
Oh,
Man, don't you love Garma, or are you in love with Garma? So, I guess,
someone was, and she paid for it.
yeah. But so damn it, that's something I meant to bring that up when we were recording Igloo 2. The love relationship thing that he's on that thing and she's over here. The compare that to Icelina's Love Remains, and it's like one of these is very clearly a better story.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously I don't know any future speeches that are coming around. I was gonna say, I recently reacting group that I watch was doing In the Beginning Babylon 5. And of course, you have the president's speech in that one, and that is a fucking amazing speech. And it's 2 years after Independence Day comes out, which you have that president's speech in that movie, and it's like back-to-back great speeches.
Yeah. If I don't like speeches from Thatcher, so yeah, that's the part that ruins it for me, I think.
Well, that's your problem then. What I'll do is I'll pay somebody on Cameo to give the speech, and it'll just be somebody else giving a speech, not a fascist. There's somebody reading words, right, off a prompter. The words are independent of the person speaking them.
Oh no! I mean, they're spoken with certain intent. And they
Sure,
have context.
yeah, to motivate. Is there anything inherently wrong with taking your sorrow and turning it into anger?
It depends on why you're doing it, though.
To get revenge or justice, something you're very much a fan of, for the death of someone beloved to you. Say someone. How about this? A car backs out of a driveway and runs over your dog. And I come up to you and I say, take that sorrow and turn it into anger. Fluffy thirsts for the strength of its master.
Except that this is Garen who engineered the death of half of the population of Earth, and I don't think he even gave a damn about any of his siblings, let alone his little brother. He's just exploiting his image.
Well, we've covered that in Origin when I was talking about when Degwin was going to leave the building, and he's like, "Where's Garma?" And he didn't want to just get into a car without somebody that he cared about. So it very much seemed to imply that they actually did care about Garma. Or at least Caecilia wouldn't, because Caecilia did, because the idea that Caecilia is the one car bombing, and Degwin's only showing this, like, I don't know if I'm going to get into this car without somebody you care about being in it too.
Yeah, but not Garen, though.
Right. I'm just saying that the words can work independently. I don't have to think about Garen when I think about the words. I'm just labeling it as Garen's speech as Garen gives it, but at the same time, they're just good words. Like, they're not like inspiring. Like, I don't want to hear them like before a football game or something, right? Get out there, turn your sorrow, turn it into anger. Cincinnati thirsts for the strength of its people. God, there's so many ways you could turn that speech around. Again, it's not inherently a fascist speech. It's a speech given by a fascist, which is the thing you should be separating it from. Like, you saw the dude get shot in the back of the head. Take some joy in it.
Oh, yeah, true, but
I too saw Rebel got shot in the back of the head by a giant light beam.
Context is important.
Yeah, as I say, context is key, but there is no context here. Like, Zeon's not a real nation. Like, you don't have to be afraid of the fake fascist. He can't hurt you. Not unless you start dressing like him tomorrow and, like, think something's wrong lessons. You've been watching Apt People come too many times?
Anyway, MS team. MS-8 team.
8th MS team. And actually then, technically, the 8th MS team.
MS team, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
And again, of course, it's an opening, which means got to be talking over it.
1995, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, just to there's the added element that I like about the speech is the connective tissue between all the shows. It tells you where everybody is at a specific time. That if you were a fan of OG Gundam, you know when that is.
Yeah. Ironically, I was talking about Igloo bringing the ground war to us, but one of the things I do like about this is how it's very much ground level. Yeah, we had in the original 79, but the 79 had this air of being the heroes, right?
Well, I should say this one also, I think, takes place and starts in September. No, sorry, the first episode starts early on, but the rest of it, no, September. Because they're hearing the speech again, it times it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so you know what other, that's what I'm saying, I want to work on the timeline, the same thing I was doing for Legends of the Galactic Hero, so that we know what's happening and what dates, so you're like, oh yeah, when we were watching this episode, somewhere in Jaburo, Amuro is sad that his dead girlfriend was never actually his girlfriend and was gonna get married to another idiot.
Who died. That he tried to save and died anyway.
The one thing I hate about this show, though, is that cigarette butts repulse the fuck out of me.
Oh.
And this is a show that's like, would be real true to life. Soldiers smoking and cigarette butts being fucking everywhere. I don't recall general models having the V, though, do they?
No, these are in fact not general models. These are actually Gundams. They're a different model of Gundam, but they're Gundams. You will see general models here, but the bulk of them are not general models.
Well, that's disappointing. Not the thing you said, sorry. The fact that wasn't subtitled. Whatever was on the screen just there.
Yeah.
Well, this is aging well.
Oh, 90s, yeah, this is, yeah.
And again, I want to point out or remind that when I originally saw this, I had no context for anything else going on in the Gundam universe. So for me, this was the only fight.
Hey, that's the voice of... What's her name? Batgirl. Is it Batgirl? No.
I will never recognize people's voices, so...
the captain of the Archangel.
Ramus?
Yeah. No, not Ramus. No, the Minerva. She is the voice of the Minerva. Minerva, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that'll be one for the people in the comments to figure you out on. Again, I will never hear it. Weird choice of chairs for a spaceship. I guess they're bolted to the floor. Well, there's a different colored plate between the legs. Wait,
he's
what?
from side 2. He's from side 2.
No, I get that, but side 2 should be destroyed. Because technically we don't know when it's destroyed, but it should be by September. Yeah, it's Hate. Hate was listed as destroyed on the map. Again, see, that's new context. Why isn't he upset that his fucking homeland has been destroyed?
Maybe that's why he wants to drive the Sion away.
No, I mean, as a point of character motivation, right? You'd figure he'd be talking about how his home was destroyed more than I want to go fight on Earth. Or the reasons for fighting on Earth. God forbid if you're a fan of Gundam and your name is Seek. Or ironically, Artist Sheik. Is his name Miller?
No, I think
I don't
Miller was
remember.
the guy.
I don't remember which one Miller was. But Miller has a report, so the guy writing shit down and everything, Miller's report. Well, that's a general model.
Yeah, that's a general model.
Is that a Dom? I haven't seen the front of it enough to be able to figure it out.
It's a dumb.
確かに救難信号は出ているが支援に向かいましょうこいつでは戦闘支援なんて無理だよ少尉何か方法があるはずだ
Erica Simmons, what are you doing here?
いいだよ君モビルスーツでもあれば話は別だ
Also, the Jotunheim got in all these fucking fights, and that was just a carrier.
お
一応15キャリバーはついてるけど
それだけで十分です使わせてくださいあんなもので何ができるというんだ下手に仕掛けて本線を危険にさらすことになれば
それに進路の変更も無理よ
それでも行くというのかねはぜひやらせてください
I mean, I will admit that you're probably very ill prepared for a fight if the only defense you have is one ball.
支援に行くんだよ
Yeah.
見てろって
In fact, be wondering why you only had one ball to begin with.
巻き添えは大変ですよ、味方が死ぬのをただ見てるなんて発送準備はいいかはい
ハッチを開きます
いつでもどうぞもうサイド2の二の舞はごめんだ
There we go.
Um,
Now I'm happy. Again, all I need is one mention. One mention and I'm cool.
ロックの解除お願いします
話します
ロック解除確認
Because the fact he recognizes it or acknowledges it also implies he's not that kind of person who would harp about it, even if he is motivated to fight because of it.
離脱した
Shows that he's more of a hero character than a vengeance character.
yeah. Not a shin.
Yeah. Gundam Seed reference for those of you who aren't in the AU stuff. Which is already confusing because I already mentioned Erica Simmons.
どこだどこに行った
Guessing over there.
弾さえあれば
Oh. Didn't recognize he got introduced so early.
これまでか
Obviously, I remember him from the greatest fight in Gundam that I can remember.
動くなよ
Don't see a lot of camouflage in Gundam, so I appreciate it.
Okay. That should be good.
Yeah, it should be dead.
Yeah.
Because remember, 120 millimeters being shot at this guy.
オール
Well, thank God we all communicate on the same fucking frequency.
俺に構うな
Oh, never mind. I haven't confused somebody else.
動けない
I thought he was the guy in the Dom,
Yeah, I know.
which was confusing why he would be in space if he was who I thought it was.
持つか
Oh, that's right. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Because how else would they be here if that wasn't them? This whole enemy mine thing we got going on in Gundam.
Yeah.
You remember when Zaku's used to do that? So no idea why it fucking exploded like that when it was only shot in the face. At some point, the evidence is going to pile up about me being wrong about the head not being a vital part of the...
これで行く制限できたな。おい急げ。ほら光を出すな。敵はまだいるんだぞ。
Well, clearly you're not scanning the horizon well enough.
Yeah.
改良型のザクに護衛機らしいのが3機。1機は落としました。味方は自分以外は。敵が3機いるんだと。だからってあんなスクラップで出ることは。また居場所がなくなっちまった。ん？いえ、で彼のエアは。あと2時間がいいところだろうが。我々としては待ち続けるわけにはいかん。いえ、2時間ください。探します。
I mean, that implies that there's another Zaku hanging out, right?
Yeah.
ボールもきっと大体無茶ですよ。あんなボールなんかで出ていくなんて。
見ていたやつに何がわかる。
申し訳ありません。
We only had one fucking ball. It doesn't matter what I would have done.
だったら最初から言うな。
That's a Federation battleship. Or what's left of it.
I don't think anyone's ever going to be confused about which ships one side has or the other. Again, back to the rule we established previously. Does it look goofy? Then it's probably Zeon's. Did he get hit with a bunch of dead bodies?
Yep.
Hope he was
At least one.
Yeah, hope he was dead in there, and you didn't just kill him by opening the door. It's very much reminiscent of the Abyss. When they're going through the submarine.
Are those guns not set to do a lot of recoil? Gyrojets, perhaps?
I was just saying, probably. I don't know. There is that thing that they can do to make guns work in space. Well, don't put your gun away.
Yeah, she's gonna take it.
It's just a dumb move, even if you didn't know what happens to these two characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's important how deep it is right now. More so, it's
how much
exposed.
oxygen.
Like you're exposed to
The
space.
vacuum, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was dumb.
I say, hopefully, it wasn't being pulled. She wasn't being pulled by the arm that has the wound in it too. Okay, instantly took your helmet off. All she has to do is push the door control again.
Because you're a girl and he's a boy, and you know how it goes.
I feel like gravity's doing all the work here.
Gravity, inertia.
Oh, gravity cracks bodies together.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough gravity. They don't have enough mass to attract
I was
each
about to
other
say
that
mass
way.
is what you would argue with. There's not enough gravity. I would argue that there was no inertia. They weren't moving from any perspective position to begin with.
急ごう。こうしてる間にもエアをどんどん消費していく。連邦の輸送艇もジオンのモビルスーツもここからは見えやしない。
かなり流されてしまったのね。
Are they holding hands?
とにかく
Probably. Buddy system, right?
通信機なり信号
True.
なり見つけ
How much thrust do they have? I don't know if she has the thruster pack on her still. You don't want one of you flying off and, like, lost to the depths, right?
じゃあ10分後にここで落ち合うことにします。
ああ
Oh, cool. It's a digital watch.
It's also almost a Flavor Flav necklace.
乱暴に
Yeah.
入らないでください。
分かってるよ
You'd have to have it in your pocket. You could not wear that thing.
Well, around your neck, I guess.
Also, so much for the buddy system I just established.
テーラーに戻れ急いでくれその勝利が無事だったとしてもエアがいつまでも持つという
But yeah, also, we're on the same communications thing, apparently. Do you think that means that he's communicating on a Xeon frequency, or she's communicating on a Federation frequency, or are they both communicating on a emergency
Emergency.
frequency?
I'm thinking they switch to an emergency. But I don't know how powerful those radios are. Otherwise, they would have tried to communicate outside, right? Yeah, that's what happens
あの人
when Char hits your ship. Or a Xeon mobile suit, anyway.
Well, we have no established. We don't know where we are. You're saying it's Char like this is the Battle of the Loom, but we have no. Be anywhere. I'm assuming, like most rocketry and missiles, that it had to be activate before it could ever be detonated.
You know. Yeah.
It can't
The
just
fuse
hit,
has to be.
yeah, it can't just hit a wall and go off. It's not.
特定できるだろうぶつけないように外だ
よくこんなこと
I just established it's probably. I guess they would know more than me. They live in the universe. I don't.
遅延装置は3秒後にセットしました。
できるじゃないか
花火師になれるかしら。
離れて
Oh, so they fired it, and then 3 seconds it's like it's gonna explode right
Yeah,
there.
that's why she said firework. But also now you're waiting to see which side responds first. Because if Xeon comes first, he's a prisoner of Xeon.
Hmm.
本当に花火のよ
You think people that were constantly in a war zone wouldn't like fireworks?
True.
震えているね
これでも
Yeah, my whole suit was exposed to space. I'm really cold.
助けは来るさ絶対に来る
Oh yeah, the saxophone really sells it.
俺あそこに降りるんだ
Something I'll only pick up when I rewatch it for notes and what.
戦争なんだろうけど俺あそこへ行けば何かが分かるような気がしてさ自分が何者で何ができるやつなのか
Also, how much gravity hurts the bones.
I mean, I think he grew up with gravity, so
僕のイメージとは随分と
Yeah, but he's living in space. You don't know how much he's worked outside the colonies. Also, his colony hasn't been around for a while. We don't know what he's been doing. He's been on ship to ship, for all we know.
あれはジオン軍だ
行きましょう
捕虜にはなり
Also, we don't know if the colonies are 1-for-1 with Earth
見
gravity.
下ろしにはできないわ
こっちの助けも来るさ
でも
早く行けよ。
私アイナサハに。
アイナ。俺白天だ。
さよならシロ。
Yeah, we didn't see that other guy. We'll just ignore this.
Yeah.
We know Zaku's can zoom in on shit.
よくぞご無事で。
ええ、ありがとう。ただ改良型の戦闘データを失ったのが心残りです。
Thank God I decided to wear white today.
まずい。
いえ、彼らには攻撃力は残されておりません。祈祷してください。
ほう。
Don't worry, there's no life signs on that escape pod.
Yeah.
なんてやつなんだ。あの状況での生還とは。手紙書き直さなきゃ。
そっとしておいてやれよ五条。
あ、
疲れてるんだ。
サンダース空想殿。
落ち着けよ坊主。
は失礼しました。実は先ほど辞令が届きまして、自分も軍曹殿と同じ隊となります。よろしくお願いします。
現隊復帰は時間の無駄というわけだ。
It's odd that this guy just happened to encounter these people and didn't just happen to get reassigned to them.
あの人です。
この勝利なら
See, that's a clever way to do it.
血を変えてくれる。
Show him
Yeah.
do deeds, and then
Yeah.
give him the command, or expose who he actually is.
こりゃ
Mhm.
キュンの親玉じゃねえか。いいな、始まりなのだ。地球連邦に比べ。何言ってやがんで、ジオンめ。ケントよ、噂じゃいよいよ総攻撃が始まるって話だ。冗談じゃないぜ。
そうともジオンなんか俺たちが地球から追い出してやる。
そうだそうだ。恐れるに足らざ。なあ。
What do you want? Yeah, that's right. I said I was most excited for something that happens in the first episode.
I also like that outro as well. This is a pretty good outro. With the conceit that they're being taking, there's a video camera watching them.
Actually, I thought it was
Yeah.
pictures.
No, I think it's a video camera.
I'm pretty sure there's. I don't know. I'll wait till the end. I was pretty sure that
I
there
mean,
was
there's
like
pictures as well,
photographs. Well, that's
but-
what I thought. I thought it was taken from
Yeah.
this.
Whoa, okay.
She didn't have nipples. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like-
I didn't censor Wicked City. I'm not censoring this.
yeah.
So again, I have to talk over it. I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Another question I'll level at you. Matilda or
Aya?
no?
Or Shin?
No. Shin. Who the fuck is Shin?
No. I mean, this guy.
No.
his last
What's
name,
her
I think?
name? I don't remember her name. The one in the show.
Yeah, Eileen. I.
You know who I'm
Aina?
talking about, even if I can't. No, not his romantic interest.
Ah.
The
What,
one that's in his
the
team.
mechanic. The mechanic.
I was
Yeah.
hoping she like fucking show up, but the shot I'm remembering
No.
must be from the opening.
There's somebody else you're talking about who's also a blonde, but
No,
yeah,
not a blonde. I didn't say blonde. You just thought a blonde
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, because there's the mechanic, and then there's something else that happens later in the
She's
series.
not a mechanic.
That,
She's a pilot.
yeah.
Her. This one.
Yeah.
Redhead.
Oh, she's better than Matilda, yeah, definitely.
Of course. Fits your type.
多少不安がないではないが、隊長としての識ぶりを示さねばと張り切る俺ではあったが、次回機動戦士ガンダム第 08MS 招待
That I'll have
okay.
to censor.
Yeah.
If I recall
Some damn
correctly,
guy.
also, she's not the age that you should be putting that on screen either.
No.
So,
But hey.
what the fuck? The
Mm.
language is bad. We're already.
Yeah, it's dated, that's for sure. Although 79 didn't. I'm saying they had nudity, certainly, but they didn't have that kind of language. I guess they want to be like, oh, it's the 90s. They're darker and edgier, which the show certainly is.
79 had like 2 shots of it.
Yeah. But they don't call anybody what they call somebody in this show in the intro, in the base.
Yeah. I mean, real negative points, but at least it's, I don't know, might be nostalgia is carrying it for me.
Mm.
It's from an era of anime discovery that I always remember. And of course, I'll remember the names of the characters more when I put them on the board, because then I'll be referring to them constantly and looking at them constantly.
Mm-hmm. I still liked it, though.
Yeah, not a bad first episode.
Very concise. That situation in the ship could have felt like it was dragging on. I remember it being much longer, but this went actually pretty quickly, right? Because they did intercut with, the repairs and stuff like that. So it wasn't just, them just hanging around. Right?
Oh no, I mean, even if they had just done everything with those two, there wasn't like they went from point to point. Oh, your arm's hurt. Oh, let's go to the air thing. Oh, I mean, the longest thing was literally them just floating towards each other, which wasn't that long at all either. I don't know what time it is. Here's a watch. Boom. That was like 10, 20 seconds. It wasn't that long.
Yeah. It also, I think, it shows the mentality of these people who live on space, that they know the dangers of space, that they don't fuck around, right? They're not, we got to do this. We have X amount of air. We're also being trained to be out here because, we're soldiers. So let's not mess around. Except for the part where they're holding hands. And even then, it's like buddy system, right? We have to keep together. Otherwise,
I think, and for me, it's more context. Like, the first time I watched this, I had no idea who the fuck Gurren is or what that speech was. It's just somebody was saying something on TV they didn't like. The Zeeks, whoever the fuck they are. Now I know the context of that. Like I was talking about before, the fact he says, I'm from Side 2, and it's like, wait a second. I have context for that now. Side 2 should be destroyed. I know that. So, again, it sets me up for the expectation now. How are you introducing this character as being from Side 2 and not have him say anything? And then he does say something later. And it's like, okay. That establishes that what I know about Side 2, which is it should be destroyed by now, is true. So I'm not upset that I'm wrong, so I'm not wrong. And it introduces that he's not a character who's hung up on it.
Yeah.
He's like, we got to get them off Earth. And not, I need to get revenge for what they did to Side 2.
Yeah.
And plus the whole episode essentially establishes that he's not. He's the hero archetype. He wants to save people even if they are on the other side. Which I appreciate.
Which will be important later, Will be very much important later,
Yeah, well, that's why it's good to set up in episode 1. And I very much overall appreciate that they do all of this. And it's like, oh, that's our commander. It's like, oh, you're establishing he's this kind of person before you establish his authority. Because otherwise, then you're just waiting for him to do stuff on his authority and then prove he's a good guy.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I will say that this episode is economical with what it does in a very effective and efficient way. So I really liked it.
Well, the element here, again, is, I think we discussed this maybe in Igloo or at the start, I can't remember this, that it's only 12 episodes long. In my memory, it is so much longer. I remember it as like a 24-episode run or something, but it's got to be economical. It doesn't have that much time to get through.
Yeah. And it has to be effective because that's something I talk about briefly when we talk about Macross Frontier, that they had 25 episodes, but they felt they skipped a lot of things. Like they could have gone into more depth, at least one, like I would say add between 3 to 5 episodes more. Not 50 episodes because that would have been a waste, Mark 7. But, around 30 episodes would have been the nice thing where you could get a time with, explain what the hell's happened with that guy, Luca and all that, and why is he doing what he's doing, right? And stuff like that, right?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because one of the things that comes up when I'm watching Voltace 5 is the conceit that I wrote down like in the first 5 episodes that I think stuff is happening off screen. I think they're going on side adventures and we're just seeing stuff happen sometimes. That sometimes you can get away with that so long as you indicate to the audience that the other stuff isn't important. Like you're seeing, you're seeing a timeline, but you're seeing clips of a timeline of only the important stuff. But
the stuff that should have been in Frontier that would have been important to know, even if it's just an extra mention or two, right? They didn't spend that time. They just did it because they were operating on we have this mystery plot thing, mystery box plot, and it's like we can't. The problem that's one of the problem with mystery plots is how much can you reveal, right? And so there comes a point where you don't reveal much because you're afraid that if you reveal too much about characters or their motivations, even the complete side stuff that would give you depth to the character, it would clue the people. It's like, oh, this is going to be the bad guy. Oh, this guy's doing this, right? And you spoil yourself, which is...
Or you just have a character who smiles a lot, and apparently that's enough for you.
Well, I'm a suspicious bastard, though.
I mean, when I was bringing up Voltes 5, it's more like last episode, they won the day, they beat everybody, it's fine. Mm-hmm. And then you start the next episode, and they're repairing the base because a fight just happened, and the base got heavily damaged. And it's like, okay, well, I guess that indicates to me that stuff just happens off screen because it's not even a plot point. Like, they don't spend any part of the episode dealing with the fact that the attack just happened and they won or lost or whatever. They go on to a different thing. That's just background shit. It's just indicating to you stuff happens when you're not watching. Oh, well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
There we have it. First episode of 8th MST.
The 8th MS team. It's part of the name.
Team, yeah.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?